Hey, it's Webs here, and it's time to show the fury of the Horde in Mercenaries mode. The Orcish team that will lead us to victory. I figured since last week we did a Alliance-themed Mercenary build, I figured for this week I would do a Horde-themed Mercenary build, and this one actually turned out a lot better than the Alliance one. The idea behind this build is to use the powerful synergy between the different Orcish units within Mercenary mode to devastate your opponent's early game plan, with units such as Saurfang and Samuro, along with Grommash to slow down your opponent's Diablo or Valeera for early game or late game, depending on what the opponent is actually running. Then finish them off with a combination between Garrosh and Gul'dan in order to make a unstoppable wall of a mercenary that heals for about 40 per turn as long as you are outnumbered, and another mercenary that allows you to heal your big wall mercenary for a bunch. So the starting up lineup for this build is actually a lot easier to understand than the human build that I posted last week. Saurfang, Grommash, and Samuro are always the three that you want to start off with. This usually gives you the best results given the fact that there are a lot of caster mercenaries in the current metagame. And for equipments, you of course want to use Serenite Stompers for Saurfang, Halting Sash for Grommash, and then the Burning Blade for Samuro. Serenite Stompers just lets you have more survivability with your other orcs. The Sash allows you to do more damage with the main ability that you're actually going to use as Grommash. And Burning Blade just makes Samuro scale even quicker than he normally does whenever he does attack. And in combination with the Staggering Slam, you actually can get off the double strike on turn 1 with Samuro, which is the reason why you use Grommash and Samuro in the opening combo. Also, if you run into a bunch of fighter-based mercenaries, then you might want to switch out Samuro for Thrall with a Doomhammer. Fourth mercenary depends on what your opponent is actually using. If they have a bunch of caster mercenaries, then you're going to want to use Gul'dan with Amulet of Souls just to heal up all your low HP orcs. But if there's a bunch of attack based mercenaries, then Garrosh is probably the one that you want to drop down fourth, along with Plus of Manaroth. This will just make him an unstoppable wall that your opponent will have to get through to get to your other mercenaries. And the fifth mercenary that you're usually going to want to put out is Rokara, Helmet of Inspiration as her equipment. This is the equipment that you use in most builds with her anyways. And the reason why you usually use her fifth instead of fourth is because Offensive Rally tends to be a least consistent way to actually make your other orcs survive for a longer period of time. Gul'dan and Garrosh both specialize in that better depending on what your opponent is actually playing. And Orc Onslaught allows you to do big damage to a late game caster, so your opponent might not be expecting her for your fifth mercenary and it'll catch them off guard. And of course, for the sixth mercenary that you actually put down, it just depends if you put Garrosh or Gul'dan down earlier, because whichever one you didn't put down is going to be of course your sixth mercenary to put down. Either way, you'll have a really good sustainability tool as your sixth mercenary. And with that being said, let's get into some games. Yeah, mostly casters again. Interesting. Yeah, let's just do this. Oh, that's interesting. Let's kill Zyrilla first. Hate how this lines up. Should have put Grom in instead of Rokara maybe. And Saurfang should have been in the middle. Okay, so they're gonna... That actually does nothing for them. And we do kill 2 of their units here, which is great. Guessing Vol'jin and Asmin. Okay, not the 2 that I expected, but we can make that work. Okay, so maybe this is a strategy. Place them in... Okay, we're just gonna... Actually, we could focus that down, and we can do this, I guess. Because I don't think they have enough damage to kill the Rokara before we can kill Valen. I'm curious of why Valen is even in this build. Oh, I guess just for healing. Anduin would be way better, though. Maybe they're just going to give up because there's no... I can't see a way they can actually win this. Okay, so that didn't kill the Vol'jin. I was really hoping it would. Or Valen, I guess. And I guess they did give up. Okay, so Let's do Rokara. Let's do this as the starting line. Because I think Garrosh is a better, like, endgame unit. Maybe use a Grom instead of one of the others. So it's going to be Frost Control. You can focus down the Jaina. Only downside is Samuro doesn't get triggered here. But in theory, we could, yeah, for future reference, I'm going to put Grom down instead of, I think, Saurfang. So we're doing that. Actually, yeah, that'll kill that. And then immunity. Do all the AoE damage. Of course it hits the Samuro. Just my luck. Cairne and Diablo. Yep, okay. Everything's slowed. Permanently slowed. I think that's going to be a waste if I try to use it there. Yeah. I'm fine with them killing 2 of our mercenaries here. It just means we can get Grom and Garrosh out, which should allow us to actually win the game. Do that. Back. I'm going to try to get the Cairne down as quickly as possible. Oh, actually I should have attacked because I was using offensive rally. My bad there, I guess. Okay, the revive on the... That's scary, but we can do this. I think Garrosh should survive here no matter what. Yeah, I knew that was going to happen. We're going to do that, and then we're going to do that. And that. We should get some healing here. I don't think anything can get through this. Besides that, I guess. But it's not quicker than our heal, which is all we wanted. Okay, so all we're down to is the Tavish and the Diablo. Shh, I am scared to try to get that Diablo down. Oh hell, the Diablo's going to be super slow this round. But we're also going to be super slow, so... Well, I want that. I think Grom is probably dead this turn. Or not, actually. Interesting. So, got that to make it slower. Got that to act. That's always going to be slower. I think the smart play is kill with the Garrosh. I know the taunt's not going to do anything, but it does give 1 less echo for that. And the Grom's dead here no matter what. It's just Garrosh is going to survive. And because we have type advantage, we actually might win this. Oh, goodbye, sweet Grom. You've served us well. The explosive trap's going to get really annoying, though. But I think we actually just win. A bear trap could actually make us lose, though, I think. Because it's going to be quicker. Yeah, a bear trap with taunt. Oh, no. We're fine. There's literally nothing they can do here. We'll just heal, because why not? Alright, so it's mainly caster team, so we're gonna... Saurfang, Samuro, and Grom. Grom will trigger the Samuro, and then Saurfang will be just there to gain additional attack for these ones. Okay, going to focus down the Vol'jin. There's no reason not to focus down the Vol'jin here. Make it slower, back into it. Grom's not going to survive, I don't think, that long in this, though. But that's still fine, because we don't necessarily need him for that much. Yeah, let's do that. That. Okay, so we got 2 dead. Yeah, I think this is going to be the go-to starting. Sylvanas, that is not something I expected. Well, let's make... I honestly did not expect a Sylvanas in this. That's actually just kind of impressive. I'm fine with the Garrosh, or I mean Grom dying. Let's put down a Garrosh. Okay, so that's 2. This Samuro is huge. Holy shit. And then Rokara. Yeah, I would give up at that point too. Okay, so they are an even team. So we're just gonna do these 3. I like this the starting combo. I think the Rokara might not actually be needed in this build. Okay, so we need to kill this first. The issue with killing Malfurion first is the Samuro is going to get huge. And they might be able to kill Grom with stuff. Hopefully not, but it is a possibility. And I don't think we get Malfurion dead first turn. Or they're just going to focus down the Samuro. That's honestly fine too. So we're making that slower. We're going to do that. I'm fine with the Samuro being as slow as he is. Okay, so they're gaining taunt. That's not good. Let's put down Gul'dan. Gul'dan will serve the same purposes as a Rokara, but at least we'll do double damage to Malfurion. We should probably slow the Samuro though. Splitting the damage might be a little bit of a mistake, but at the same time, I think as long as it's only 1 nature spell that gets off, this should work, I think. I hope. Please. Yes. Yes, it will be enough. Fact that I'm pretty sure it's going to be Diablo, Cairne, and Cookie, maybe? No, no Cookie. Brucon, I guess. Brucon would be the last choice there. Let's do that, and then let's do that. Because I'm hoping the Whirlwind will actually... Yeah. We're actually in a pretty good position. Gul'dan actually served his purpose for once. Unless that is Diablo and Cairne. Oh, look at that! Diablo and Cairne. Would have figured. At least Grom should be able to make him slower than any of our other units. Which means we should be fine here, actually. Holy shit, that actually worked. Then we're just gonna shield slam again. And AoE. I think that kills stupid Diablo no matter what. We do lose Grom, but getting Diablo down is all that mattered because that's what wins us the game. So now that we're through some games, let's discuss my final thoughts on the build. Overall, I would say this build is actually a lot more viable than the human attack build that I had posted last week. The synergy between each individual orc unit seems to be a lot more than the synergy between every human unit that currently exists in current Hearthstone. And to be honest, I think that build last week actually suffered from the fact that I refused to use Valeera in the build since I didn't want to go down a less attack-based route with it and I wanted to focus on Varian. But I didn't have to make any compromises for this build in particular because it turns out Orcs are just a really good attack-based synergy team. And given the fact that most of their mercenaries that are really good for attacking or fighter-based mercenaries, you do counter a bunch of the caster-based teams that are actually currently in the meta. You still kind of have to worry about Diablo, but most builds still have to worry about it. And there are definitely some other mercenaries that I would think about including in this build if I had them leveled up, or if the meta shifts, which then Thrall might be more useful in this build instead of a Samuro. Another alternate choice that I considered, but since I don't have her fully leveled up, was Valeera. Since most of the orcs are actually pretty slow, then you could actually use Valeera in this build just so you can easily speed up all your orc mercenaries. And since you're already running Grom in the build, you have a way to trigger her combo on her initial ability, thus allowing you to protect her with stealth until the end of times if you decided to use her in this build. The final deciding factor on that in particular was the fact that I just didn't have her leveled up. It's something worth actually trying out if you do have Valeera leveled up. And overall, I could probably recommend you playing this build in Mercenaries. It's fun to play. Not too many people are playing this right now, and there's not that many good counters to attack-based mercenary teams, besides the fact that they take some additional damage whenever they attack. If more people start running Trigore, then maybe that will change. But until then, this is a pretty good build. And with that being said, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, bye-bye.